Texags, at least from the Texas A&M side of things, was the first to report. I'd heard this earlier today from some Ole Miss people. Jimbo Fisher has tabbed former Ole Miss assistant Markel Blackwell to be his running backs coach in College Station. They did not renew the contract of their previous running backs coach, Tommy Robinson. We're looking for a new one, and so they went out and they got the guy who coached the SEC rushing leader in Quinshon Judkins. Prior to Ole Miss, Blackwell had been at Toledo for a couple of years, West Virginia for a season, and Houston for a couple of years.
It's the second running backs coach that has left Quinshon Judkins. Explain that to me. Smith, the guy that recruited him, left for Miami.
Oh, and Kevin Smith, yeah. It's
worth noting that Judkins didn't follow and would not have. So for whatever it's worth, that may or may not happen here. Expect Texas A&M to make a pretty significant run at him, though. I mean, let's be honest. That's college football now. They're going to try through back channels or whatever to pay him a lot of money to transfer to Texas A&M.
I was going to make a joke about maybe Judkins needs to leave too. But I mean, if you want to just throw it out there in the universe, Borky, make it happen.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying he would leave. Again, his previous running back, the guy that recruited him, or his position coach when he signed with the school, left for Miami. Miami paying a bunch of kids. He didn't go. So it's entirely possible that happens here as well. I am just forewarning an Ole Miss fan out there. Texas A&M is going to try through back channels to recruit the heck out of him. I promise you they're going to try as hard as they can to get that kid to transfer for his final year to go to Texas A&M. They are going to try. It can't.
His final year.
The SEC interconference transfer is done.
Yeah,
so he can't leave in May if he wanted to. He can't to go to Texas A&M.
So you mean after his sophomore season, A&M is going to try and get him to come for his junior year?
You guarantee it. And they will be on a long list of other schools.
Yeah, so will 50 other schools. Look, Quinshon Judkins got a huge NIL deal in this offseason.
And if he has another season, he'll get an even bigger one.
Yeah, he will. And Ole Miss is going to do everything that they can to keep him. And I'll be I hadn't even thought about that angle of it, Borky. You immediately went there. Maybe I should have. I was thinking about, okay, what are you going to do at running backs coach? And there are lots of things. I mean, Lane Kiffin can go out and hire a running backs coach. He can move Derek Nix back to the running backs room to coach running backs and go out and hire a wide receivers coach, whatever he wants to do. My guess is that there are a lot of people that would love to coach Quinshon Judkins.
Oh, yeah.
And to coach in the SEC.
That is interesting, though, the flexibility that they have with the open spot, because Nix has developed and produced good running backs at Ole Miss. And I know he hasn't had a talent like Judkins, and he has still done well as that position coach in the past for Ole Miss. So there is some flexibility to just move him back into a spot where you know he can produce. And if there's a wide receivers coach out there that you love, well, then there you go. But to your point, I imagine there's going to be some guys that want to go coach that kid, because coaching Quinshon Judkins is going to make anybody look really, really good. Whoever the running back coach at Ole Miss is next year is going to look really good having that kid on their resume, no doubt. So interesting for sure.
Yeah. Texas A&M has an incoming 5-star running back in Reuben Owens. They've got Le'Veon Moss. They lose Devin Achane from last season. So that's what – I mean, look, I don't know this, but I'm assuming that Texas A&M offered Markel Blackwell a lot of money to join their staff.
Yeah.
And do you guys think I'm crazy for thinking that if Jimbo Fisher is looking at Markel Blackwell from Ole Miss and let's just say John Smith from Clemson, and he thinks they're the same coach, do you think for a second that Jimbo doesn't think, hey, it's an opportunity for me to kind of gig Lane Kiffin a little bit?
You get that, and you get what Borky said. You get an in that if you want to make a push for Judkins after this season, you have something there. You have a bargaining chip. So, yeah.
It's the nature of the beast. Hear me. I did not say he'd leave. I'm saying that Texas A&M is going to try. You go ahead and guarantee that. They are going to try.